Hey guys, what's up everybody? I'm Gina G and welcome to the 5th episode of Reppin' with Gina G, a show where I rep my teams by the Bay. And in this episode, I'll be repping the San Francisco 49ers. And as you may or may not know, I've been a diehard fan since 1981. Watched The Catch on TV by babysitters. Yeah, my parents were at The Catch actually. So I've witnessed all 5 Super Bowls and hoping to get back to the promised land. I know we can do it. So, it's football season, and this is my first Overreaction show, and I'm joined by some amazing guests. So I'm glad that you're here with me. Hope you're joining us in the chat. And I've got repping with me my family. We've got Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners. We've got Wayne Breezie from Nitty Gritty Niners. And if he can make it, we've got Nick, co-founder of Nothing But Niners. And last but certainly not least, we've got my co-conspirator from Driving to the Top Productions, Adam. So let me bring them all in for you. Welcome, guys. Here you are. Here you are.
What is happening?
What's going on, Gina? What's going on, Adam? How y'all doing?
I'm so glad you guys can join me. And we were going to have Peachy on here, but and she's my sis, so love having her on here. And I hope Nick can join us later. But you guys, we go way, way back. And just wanted a quick shout out to Mike. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gone to the 2019 NFC Championship game with sitting next to Wayne, who called me his road dog when he's saying happy birthday to me on his show. Thank you, Wayne.
For sure. That was a great moment, right? Like the picture, I think the picture in your intro was from that game. We was there. We was out on the field. We were sitting in that fan section. We had that stage rocking. Made and the newspaper. It was crazy.
Yep, your face was in the newspaper in the SF Chronicle, and I was like, I know him. And then we got to go on the field access. Like everyone was jealous. My brothers were, watching it, and they're like, "Hey, could you get us to go on?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Like I just met these people."
Yeah, shout out to Nothing But Niners. Shout out to Nick Clark. Shout out to everybody that made that happen. That was a great time, and we got to get back there. We're gonna get back there. I really feel confident in it.
Hell yeah! It's like I said, we got to get back to the promised land, and we've come like another like one step away, so to speak, last season, and I've been on record on Twitter saying that the Rams, whatever, winning against us was a fluke. It was a fluke with, and I won't get too involved into it, but those 2 challenges that McVay won, lost. I mean, come on, they shouldn't have won that game. But anyways, that's for another day, another time, la la la. We're gonna get into some topics. We're gonna talk about the 49er roster changes, injury updates. We're gonna talk about the NFC division assessment. We're going to talk about our expectations and desires for the home opener. So let's get right into it, because I know Mike tweeted that he has something to say. So let's talk about Elijah Mitchell. Why do we have such problems with our running backs? And before we went on air, I know, Breezie, you said that Debo seems to be our best running back. Let's just get right into it.
Mike, you got it, bro. Because I'll touch on the Debo.
Yeah, so the problem is, it's just attrition, right? Like these guys are out there, whether you've practiced a whole lot in the offseason or you haven't practiced enough in the offseason, they end up becoming like a product of the system, and it seems inevitable in the Shanahan offense, and it's not just here, right? Like this has been going on since Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach for this squad. These guys, Kyle Shanahan will tell you, well, we keep drafting running backs because we keep needing running backs. You know, we've gone through at least 4 every single season since I've been here. And it was to the point last year where we had to have Debo transition from wide receiver to running back, you know, coined the term wide back. And, you know, he wears that as a badge of honor, right? But, you know, Elijah Mitchell, the young kid, I hate to say it, I kind of expected him to get injured, you know, just the week of the show, like all the preview shows and all. I'm asking people, look, Elijah Mitchell has, I mean, the 49ers have never had a repeat leader on rushing since Kyle Shanahan has been here. It's not because the same guys don't make the roster. It's because they get injured. I said, so if you had to pick somebody else other than Elijah Mitchell, who would it be? And I kind of made my rounds doing that. I asked Wayne, I asked Peachy, I asked Eric Crocker, I asked all these different guys, who would it be? Tony and all that. And they're like, Mike, you're crazy. Like, this isn't the year. And sure enough, did he get out the first half? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that he's not going to come back. I'm not saying he won't lead the team, but it's just what happens here with the 49ers. Just that, I don't know if it's like a jinx. I don't know, because I feel like we can overcome this, right?
I was going to ask that too. Like, it seemed like ever since Gore left, and I know that's been a long time, but we haven't had anyone solid like Debo, you know, even though he's not a fucking running back, you know, like this is crazy. Like, do you guys regret letting go Trey Sermon? I know we have too many, you know, you got to cut the roster, but it just seems kind of fucking like, and this is explicit. I rated it PG-13, but you know, whatever. I cuss a lot. I'm Sicilian and Mexican.
Yeah. You know, look, they let him go because they needed to bring up Blake Hance. They had to sign Blake Hance, so they had to release a guy, and I guess they felt like they took 6 running backs, so they were gonna let one go, right? And so he just happened to be the guy. But I really do feel like the intentions of the 49ers was to bring him back, and unfortunately, the Eagles picked him up. So there's no more Trey Sermon. Should they have cut him? Yes, because they needed to do what they needed to do to beef up the offensive line for a guy that we're never going to see probably ever play on this offensive line. But now Mike made a great point about the running backs. I really think the position is cursed. It's just what it is. Now, if you go back and watch the Elijah Mitchell injury, this is not an injury like systematic from another injury. This didn't happen from something he already had. This dude literally took a helmet to the side of his knee, and luckily he didn't tear. Well, technically, Dr. Parav said, you know, a sprain is a tear, but it's not a huge tear in the MCL and the knee. So the only way to, you know, allow this thing to, you know, like heal is by rest. So he's gonna have to take tons of time off to get right. This was a freak injury. This wasn't something that, like, you know what I'm saying, just built up. This actually happened from contact. Usually our running backs or our players get injured without contact. So luckily he got with contact, and he won't be out as long as if he had gotten injured without contact. So Elijah Mitchell, listen, rest up. Mike, go ahead, bro.
Answer this woman's question. Did they make a mistake cutting Trey Sermon? And I dare you to lie.
Fucking they made a mistake cutting Trey Sermon. They should have never fucking cut Trey Sermon in the first place. Trey Sermon would have gave them a better option. They wouldn't have had to pick up Marlon Mack. Trey Sermon already knew the system, and I guarantee you he can find a way to stay durable. You just watch Jeff Wilson Jr. in this game. He had 0 explosiveness. I'm watching him run the ball, and I'm like, damn, if Elijah Mitchell ran that ball, that would have been 13 yards. Jeff Wilson Jr. runs the ball, it's 3 or 4 yards. So it's just a difference in running backs. And I believe Trey Sermon being younger, healthier, would have been a little bit more explosive. Even though y'all say he dances around, and I'm not talking about you 4, but even though y'all say he tiptoes in the pocket, I guarantee you we could be using him right now. And so a lot of people are going to be like, well, what about TDP? And what about these guys? I don't think Kyle trusts him yet. Like, let's give it a buck. He didn't trust Trey Sermon his rookie year.
Wait. So you think Kyle was lying in the press conference when he said
you don't trust them motherfuckers? Listen,
okay,
Kyle is gonna go with I bet all 4 of y'all $1 a piece. I have $4. by Sunday, I guarantee you Marlon Mack ass will be called up to the active roster. Somebody's going back down to the practice squad, and don't be surprised if he's not starting running back.
So, do I need to pick up Marlon Mack right now instead of Jeff Wilson?
Listen, don't. I wouldn't even utilize Jeff Wilson, bro. This ain't the game. This ain't the game. It's gonna be a different running back. Jeff Wilson will get the start probably and not be utilized the way you want. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad.
That's all I got. Unfortunately, I got stuck in a wide receiver.
Everyone's fantasy rosters went to shit.
Browns, and I was like, "Oh shit, I don't have another running back."
Fernando, make that bet, bro. I want my dollar.
I'll say this, based off of what Shanahan did say at the presser, I would go out and pick up Ty Davis-Price. I know that everyone is thinking Jordan Mason is going to be the guy, but Kyle Shanahan was adamant that was strictly about special teams production. What I saw was more decisiveness and the ability to deliver the blow and not take the blow from Ty Davis-Price versus Jordan Mason. I like both of those guys. They run with a physical nastiness, right? But Kyle said we're going to see what they can do this week, and we're going to keep feeding the hot hand. My money's on Ty Davis-Price.
And you want Ty Davis-Price to be the guy, right? Because he's the guy that proves he can be durable. He's the guy that proves he can be an actual bell cow. You know what I'm saying? Dude rushed for like 255 yards in the LSU game. And let's keep it a buck. LSU and Alabama and Georgia, those teams, they're damn near, professional football teams, right? So that's the cream of the crop when you're talking about college football. And so, hey, I'm with you, Mike, if he can be the guy, but the question is, he's got to get that opportunity, and the question is, will he get the opportunity? Because if Jeff Wilson comes out hot, TDP might not see the field. And I think when I say he doesn't trust those guys, it's not from running the ball. Running the ball isn't everything, guys. Just want to get that through everybody's head. It's pass protection. It's catching the ball out of the backfield. There's so many dynamics that you have to do playing running back. Elijah Mitchell in this game that we just watched missed a key fucking block, which would have resulted in a big ass gain. He makes that block, and so even the guy that was the running back number one, makes mistakes, and so you can't make a mistake as a rookie though. Like you got to make sure you're on point because you only get one opportunity. You mess up, you might not get back in.
What do you think about a potential? He didn't get injured, but what do you foresee Trey Lance getting himself into running the ball and, not sliding, but going head first?
Gina trying to start some shit. All right.
No.
Mike,
I love him. I think he's great. And I'm sick and tired of hearing Jimmy's going to go in after week 3, I'm just
going with this.
I was watching the presser from today, and I'm sitting here thinking he's going to say, yeah, I got to work on that. I got to slide more and all that stuff.
Hell no.
He said, I'm never going to slide and put my team out on the field if it's 4th and 2 and I can try to get the extra 2 yards. And you know what? I like that shit.
He said third down too, Mike. Don't get it twisted. It's football. You put the third down in here too, Mike.
We beat around the bush and we talked about, we want him to come in and play the same exact way Jimmy Garoppolo does. But if a play breaks down, he can do this with his legs. Well, let him fucking do it with his legs then, right? Because that's what we're sitting here talking about. Cool, do all the stuff that Jimmy did. But if you were only going to come in here and do what Jimmy did, we wouldn't need to move on from Jimmy.
That's true. Right? That's true.
So I put out
already expecting more from that. And this kid is young.
That was the Bears' main purpose. They pinned him to be a quarterback and not a running quarterback. That was their game plan.
I tell you what, if Kyle Shanahan was smarter than the average Bear, and he's supposed to be a genius, he would have let Trey Lance be more of Trey Lance, and we wouldn't have been in that predicament in the 4th quarter. Now, hear me out. Justin Fields was nobody in that game for 2.5 quarters. Nobody. He wasn't, Mike. He didn't start turning up until the end of the first half where he started doing what?
I'm agreeing with you. It was even longer than that. It was longer than 2.5 quarters. It was about 3 quarters in about 7 minutes. It was a lot longer than that. 7 minutes
into the third. Right. He started to turn up because he extended plays. He said, you know what? Bump it. I can't throw it. I look like shit. I can run, though. And here's the thing I don't get about 49er fans. And I don't care if I lose all of them. But this is the thing I don't get. They asked for a quarterback that can extend plays. They asked for a quarterback that can do things Josh Allen did. Josh Allen was terrible his rookie season, but you know what he did well?
Yep.
He ran the ball. So I'm not saying that Trey Lance is terrible, but let this kid be who he is. Like, don't put him in a box. If he's an outside the box, that's what's wrong with the world. That's why nobody like left-handed people. We don't belong in a fucking box. We don't. We don't belong in a box.
I love left-handed people. My mama left-handed.
Me
Mike,
too.
Isn't Mike? Don't you say on your profile you like to get people to think outside the box?
Yeah, that's exactly what it says in my Twitter profile. You got to think outside the box. You absolutely have to. You know, and oh my God, Wayne, man, you were going crazy over there. The Bears player that made this statement did exactly what Johnson, they wanted to do, right? Yeah, Johnson. Trey Lance. It's cool to come out and say that statement after y'all win the game.
Jalen,
but you should have checked the box score. Trey Lance outpassed him. He outran him. The only thing that he didn't do was throw more interceptions than him, and that has nothing to do with Trey Lance. That's because of busted coverages and extended drives by the 49ers defense. The Bears didn't go out. That defense didn't go out there and win that game. You know what I'm saying? That Bears defense, the one thing I will give them is that punch out of the ball from Debo. But guess what? Trey had already put the ball where it was supposed to go. So you can't go out here and make it sound like, oh, we wanted Trey to be bad, and that's what we dared him to do. Trey outperformed your quarterback. So we got to be real with what we're talking about, what we see. You understand what I'm like? Trey Lance was the better quarterback on the field that day.
Yeah,
it's not a question. It's what is. It's what is.
I think their perspective is they won the game, so they're gonna talk shit. Like, I think that's what it comes down to. But like you said, if you go back and you look at what really actually happened, it was one play that Justin Fields was able to do, find a wide open guy. The next thing you know, it was downhill from that for the 49ers, right? It was that pass on the blown coverage from Talanoa Hufanga. I don't care what y'all say. He was supposed to take that deep zone. It was that, right? And then from that, it was the end. Now you could blame it on Dre Greenlaw's penalty, which was before that. But here's the thing. Even on that penalty, they got the 15 yards. They got the first down. The 49ers defense was still so good. They forced Justin Fields and the Bears into another 3rd and 10 after that. And then that's when that play happened. It was on a 3rd and 10. Eric Armstead just slipped and missed the sack, and then boom, he was down there. Now, I want to make it correct. I love left-handed people. I'm a left-handed people. I'm not saying we don't belong in a fucking box. That's why I don't work well with so many people, because people want to put me in a box. It doesn't work. I'm outside the box thinker. I'm going to perform outside the box. So that's what I feel like, even though Trey Lance isn't that, I'm just saying stop putting him in a box. And so that's why I feel like we are so challenged, because if Trey Lance runs the ball, now granted, he had 13 attempts, I believe. I don't even remember. I'm trying to count myself. That's what the score said. The score sheet said he had 13 rushing attempts. I think he had 9. All right. So on top of that, like, Josh Allen had 10, Lamar Jackson had 6, Jalen Hurts had 17 for 80 yards. Not one fucking Philadelphia fan complains about Jalen Hurts running the ball. And they won.
I know a lot of Philly fans that don't like him, but that's a different
topic. No. I said running the ball. I didn't say like him as a quarterback, but they don't complain. Not one Buffalo fan complains about Josh Allen running the ball.
Right.
Not one Baltimore Raven fan complains about Lamar Jackson running the ball. He don't even want to run the ball, but you know what? He does it because he can. I'm just saying, I don't want.
I think the question is, when your quarterback gets hurt, that's when they start to question
if the quarterback running the ball. Guys, like I don't understand.
It took 4 years for Lamar Jackson to get hurt. It took 4 years for Lamar Jackson to get hurt.
It's just football, guys. Our running back is hurt.
Now, speaking of curse and injuries, right? What about our defensive line? Our defensive line is, if it's not the running back, I feel like the defensive line is where the next injury always is with the 49ers. Maybe it's because these are very physical positions to play.
When did you see Jordan Willis get hurt, Mike? Did he even play?
That's what I was going to say. When did you see him on the field? Right? But here we are. I tell you what, though, not that I applaud people's injuries, but I was very happy to see Kamoka get bumped up right away. You know how hard. Kamoka's a Jersey guy, right?
I got you, Mike. I got y'all. This is a politics as usual move. First of all, Jordan Willis was cut. Let's keep it a buck. Then he was brought back. No. And this is not a shot at him. He was cut because the 49ers had crazy depth and they couldn't take so many positions. He was brought back because Jimmy Ward and Curtis Robinson went on the IR, which I believe Curtis Robinson will be released as soon as he clears IR. But hear me out. He was brought back. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he needs a knee cleanup, a knee scope, whatever it is you want to call it. And we're saying you got to say to yourself, damn, I don't even remember you being injured. This could have been a reason why he was brought back so they could retain his rights for on the low. No, it's the fourth. You guys keep forgetting about the contract situation. Kamarko Toure is about to go 8 balls on Sunday. I guarantee he's going to have like this. He's either going to be the leading tackler or the second leading tackler. Sorry, Tyler Noah Hufunga. There's another monster coming out on the field, and his name is the Dragon.
I like it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up. I like that though. Well said. The Dragon.
That's his name.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what was more irritating? Shanny's play calling, which I considered very vanilla and bullshit, or the defense's penalties. I thought they racked up more than 100, but apparently it was 99 yards worth. It was like one thing after another. I was irritated. I thought Shanahan was I don't know. He just annoys me in the fourth quarter.
If y'all don't mind, I'll take this one first. It was technically more than 100 yards, but they declined 2 penalties.
Oh,
so when
okay.
you finish with the 99 exactly, just add in those 2, right? Like as a coach, I don't care if they decline it or not. That just means they got the first down instead of needing us to give them the yards, right? So I want to know the offenses that my players did. So they absolutely had more than 100 yards worth of penalties in this game. Unacceptable by anyone's circumstances, by any measures, any means. That is completely unacceptable, right?
Right.
But I think the penalties were more detrimental to this team's failures or success, I should say, more detrimental to their success than the play calling. The play calling put us in position to score 5 times in that game. 5 times in that game we were in position, right? I see you doing the calculations in your head over there, right, Wayne?
No, because I think it was more than that. So, but keep going.
Oh no, but at least 5 times. I'm sorry. So let me do that. You had the Debo turnover down there. You had the sack that took us out of field goal range where we ended up having to punt Mike McGlinchey. And then you had the other turnover, the interception down in the red zone, right? That's 3 other times in addition to the 2 times we scored already, right? They were only in position to score 3 times. Kyle Shanahan's play calling was more than enough for us to win this game. They only scored 3 times, right? They had 3 touchdowns.
I think they were only in position to score 2 times.
Well, the busted coverage.
That's not a position to score.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
But the penalties on the play right before the busted coverage was Greenlaw allowing that drive to continue.
No, for sure. But again, Mike, not to cut you off because you're making a great point. I just want to remind you the defense still got them back to a 3rd and 10, which would have put them out of field goal range had they got. So they weren't even in position to score on that, even with the Greenlaw penalty. That's what I meant. True. So it was very 2 times. There was a dart to some guy I don't know. Equanimous Brown and St. Brown, and then the running back.
Right. So you step back and you take all the emotions out of it, which as Niner fans I know it's really, really, really hard to do. Kyle Shanahan's play calling was above and beyond what we needed, and I just counted the times that we were there in position. Right. There was that deep shot to Croft. Right now, I believe, I think, did we end up scoring on that drive or not?
No,
we didn't. Oh shit! So that's 6 times. So I will never fault Kyle Shanahan for calling a game where he puts his team in scoring position 6 times in a monsoon. I'll never fault him for that. I'm sorry, I can't. Even if we just settle for field goals, that's 18 points. You get 1 touchdown out of those 6 times, and you win that game. It's definitely more irritating. The penalties. in my opinion.
Yeah, I got to double down on that, and I'll try to take a different perspective. I mean, the penalties just simply like fucked up the mojo. Like the like it totally just stopped stuff. You know, we got the juice. We're going in, boom, 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 and it's not just the penalties. You put the defensive penalties. Let's talk about some of the offensive penalties because there were some offensive penalties as well, right? Even if we didn't think the Brandon Ayuk, you forgot about that one, Mike, because that was before the Debo fumble. Right. And so if Brandon Ayuk catches that pass, it might be a different outcome, and Debo might not fumble that ball. And I think Debo fumbled on that ball. Oh, I have the play written down. Hold on. I could tell you why he fumbled. It was Debo. Never mind. I'll talk about it.
Debo told you why he fumbled because the opponent punched it out.
No. I'm just saying, if you watch the film, he could have taken a better route. Remember how you were talking about him holding the ball a certain way and things, whatnot. So, like, had he cut to the outside, he thought his blocker was going to go outside, so he didn't go outside. He cut back inside, and then it led more defenders. Yes. But so if he would have took the route outside, I'll show you on the Patreon, but if he would have took the route outside, that would have been another first down or another extended play. But no, man, look, it's definitely the penalties. It's the defensive penalties. They really put a halt to what, the team was trying to do. The defense here, you want to know why I'm more upset with the defense? Because the defense knows they're the strength of this team. The defense knows they were built to make this team last like throughout the whole game and to get this team through things like throughout the whole season. They added mad depth on the defensive line.
Yeah.
They made sure that the back end was straight, right? They went and signed, Mooney Ward to make sure that cornerback position was good, right? They got depth there just about on every level. They even brought Tayshaun Gibson, senior behind, onto this team who played pretty much, in my opinion, lights out. He just dropped the interception. Other than that, he was on every run and he was on every pass attempt that was his way, and Cat was breaking up passes. So I just feel like the defense laid a big fat ostrich egg, right? and they started with the penalties. It started with the penalties, and then they started I don't know, they ran out of gas. I don't know what it was, but if you go back and watch it defensively only, not offensively only, watch it defensively only, you're gonna be like, damn, the defense was on fire, and then you just watched it start to go out, like the rain started putting the fire out.
Right. That's a perfect analogy. Exactly. I was thinking that too, like the way you just described it. That's a perfect analogy.
And that's why those penalties sucked. That's why they sucked. They were terrible. And if I'm Chris Kosaric and whoever the linebackers coach is, them cats is running 100-yard suicides for 2 days. Look, you got to figure out how you're going to penalize these players. How do you get it through their thick skull? Listen, my son, he's a great kid, right? But for some reason, he just likes to talk. And in school,
gee, I wonder why your son likes to talk.
Is that you telling me to shut up? Is that where we're going? But in school,
I was listening to what you got to say, so I was involved.
No, so in school, he just can't stop talking, right? And it's not that he's being disruptive. He's just his own person. He's gonna converse with himself, converse with somebody, whatever. And so I gotta figure out how to get through to him. And so there's going to be things I'm going to have to take away until he can understand, like, listen, when I'm in this situation, it's best that I don't talk unless I'm called upon, blah, 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 whatever, because I'm being disruptive according to the teacher. Even though I know his behavior is good, when you're talking while the teacher is talking, that's a non-negotiable, right? That's what I used to teach my students, respect. We call it respect. So if you got the floor, then I respect you, we respect you, you got the floor. But if I got the floor, you it's vice versa, reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find ways to teach him that. That coach better teach the linebackers coach needs to teach these linebackers, don't dive at a quarterback, period. Even Tyler Noah, who Funga laid off on that sideline hit.
Yeah, and we're our 49ers defense was built to be, I predicted in the top 3 this season in the league.
It will be.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm still very confident in that, Gina.
Listen, Gina, the defense looked good, like really good. Like I'm telling you, I keep looking this way because I got the damn thing right in front of me. The defense looks really good, and like I said, it was just boneheaded mistakes, boneheaded ones, easily fixed ones. That's the positive.
And even with us losing this game, we still barely allowed 200 total yards in a full NFL game.
That's see
that is phenomenal, because even if we didn't get the penalties that extended their drives, they would have been off the field to not accumulate more drives. Like, just think about how good this defense was.
They averaged starting like in their own, end zone, like the majority of the game. The only reason why they got further up the field was because of penalties. And then from there, they were able to take big shots down the field, which they never even took a big shot. It just so happened it was a busted play. Somebody was wide open. That was a great play by Justin Fields. He gets a round of applause on that. That was a great play, great awareness. Mad that Dante Pettis caught it and scored, but that was great awareness from Justin Fields. He made a play on that.
That was the NFL Week 1 like revenge game. The whole week.
Whole week, bro.
And then this week we get to watch if McCaffrey or Barkley get hurt because they play each other.
I
will say I'm pulling for Barkley hard this year.
Barkley's gonna be fine. It's contract season. That boy gonna ball out every single game.
I think Barkley might be the best the best back in the league this season, statistically speaking.
Comeback player of the year.
Contract year.
Got to be playing for something. So, does anyone think that half the team wants to play for Jimmy G and the other half wants to play for Trey? I read that somewhere this week. I don't know where. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't.
I'm just curious because I calls his ass out. Chris, you can say it. You can say it.
Yeah, where'd you hear that, Adam?
I saw it somewhere on.
I'm just gonna say Chris Sims said it because he put out an interview saying that there's people in the organization that want Jimmy G out there because they feel like he's better. He's the best option for the 49ers. And so, you know what? I didn't see that from the players that played in that game in the monsoon. So I'm going off of what the players' body languages were. I listened to them in the pressers. They're there for this team, and Trey Lance is the quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo's here. He's the backup quarterback. And I really think that this team is all in on Trey Lance. Like, it really is. It showed in the game. And the only reason why we lost this game wasn't because of the rain. It wasn't because of that type. It was just attrition. Like Mike said at the very beginning of the show, you lose your number one running back. Like, what are you supposed to do? Trey Lance ended up leading the game in rushing yards on a couple of like design runs, which worked. Like they really worked. And Trey Lance had to make them work. If they saw that Trey Lance was not giving up, I don't see that this team is going to ever give up on him. So I think they're all in on Trey. I think Jimmy's here because he decided that this was the best place for him to be because nobody else wanted his ass.
My question would simply be why? If anyone said, I want Jimmy Garoppolo instead of Trey Lance, I would say why. And I would watch them struggle like a fish out of water trying to breathe. You can't come up with a logical reason as to why you would want Jimmy Garoppolo over Trey Lance. It's there's nothing that Jimmy brings to the table. Huh?
I was seeing if I could find that article real quick.
No, it's all right. These guys are full of crap. It's a bunch of national guys like who don't have their eye on the situation. You know what I mean? From the outside looking in, it's you got rid of a winner for some unproven kid who hasn't played in 2 years from a small school. That's the outside looking in. To us here, living, breathing, experiencing every single snap, it's Jimmy, how can you keep breaking my heart? It's Jimmy, how do you throw that last throw in the NFC Championship game against the Rams? What were you thinking, dude? It's how do you blow a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl? This is what we think to ourselves. We're here with the magnifying glass and going over this every play with a fine-tooth comb, right? That's what we do. That's us as content creators. That is us as the diehard faithful, the fans, the pulse of this franchise, right? That's what we're saying. So when I hear someone say, oh man, if Jimmy was out there, we would have won. My question is, how? Just tell.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even going to yell at you. I'm not angry with you. How? What was Jimmy going to do that you didn't see Trey do in this game? Was Jimmy going to lead the team in rushing this game? Probably not, right?
And Mike, you know what? Guess what they would have did with Jimmy in the game? They would have forced him to be a quarterback, just like they did Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And what does Jimmy normally do when he's forced? He makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Ta-da. And it's that simple.
There was a question in the chat of if I think what was it? Gina, would you send Jimmy to Dallas? No, I don't see a reason why he would go there, or why. I don't even think Jerry Jones wants him. But no.
I saw the Cowboys were looking at Ben
To bring him back out of retirement?
Yeah.
Okay.
That made news. That was on Newsweek today.
Hold on.
I think it was just Vegas putting odds out on players, though. I don't know if it was serious or not. But
Listen, hear me
what
out,
they were
though,
talking about.
Because I bet you there's more of a probability that Ben Roethlisberger comes out of retirement and gets a job starting at quarterback before Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, if that happens, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I think it was 50-1 or something like that.
I'm just saying, if that happens, what does that mean?
I think Drew Brees was mentioned in there too.
That Jerry Jones is. I read an article that Jerry Jones is so pushing up the return date, saying first he was going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Now it's 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? He's going to rush Dak Prescott back in there and probably
he is.
More injury, just because that's who Jerry Jones is, rather than saying, hey, John, look, man, I don't want to let this NFC East get out of stretch. Give me Jimmy Garoppolo. What do you want for him? I'll pay the price. You get what I'm saying? Like for people to not do that, like that's crazy, yo. Like Dak is going to be out. You're worried. He has a mess. He had surgery on his freaking thumb. And nobody still wants to come and get Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't even cost a lot of money, bro. He's $6.5 million guaranteed. I can pay that like in about 50 years. But I'm just saying, he's $6.5 million guaranteed. Like that's pocket change for Jerry Jones. And yet they're gonna go with Cooper Rush. I believe that's his name, Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
that's him.
So let me ask you an question then. What do you think should happen with if you cared about Jimmy and where he went?
I mean,
where do you think
Jimmy.
he would go, or where would he go? Like,
I don't want to think I don't want anybody to think that I'm like hostile. Like I love Jimmy. I love
no. I don't.
Organization. So I do care where he goes, but why not go to Dallas? They got wide receivers. They got an okay offensive line. Not okay. I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of like ours, beat up, right? Then they got running backs. They got a defense. And they're in the NFC East, which is, in my opinion, the weakest division in football. But it looks strong because they got 3 teams that's winning right now. They got the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Eagles, and what's the other team? What's the team I'm missing?
Giants.
The Giants. They all 1-0.
The weakest team,
NFC
the weakest division in the NFL right now is the AFC South.
Oh, the AFC South. I said in the
have
NFC.
No wins, and 2 of those teams played against each other. They didn't want to win so bad that they tied. You understand what I'm saying?
Indianapolis?
And that's where I think Jimmy ends up. It's in Houston. I honestly think Jimmy ends up in Houston. Everyone's trying to sell me on this Davis Mills guy, and I don't see it. I think that team would benefit from a veteran presence in there. I think that team would benefit from a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo with a guy who doesn't want to hold on to the ball too long.
I don't think
a guy who will just straight up trust his receivers. Hey, I trust you so much because I want to get the ball out of my hands. You go do what you want to do with it. Jimmy Garoppolo plays hot potato with the football. And a team like Houston could benefit from something like that. And then plus you have the Nick Caserio tie to it and everything. So I think that's where it should go. I think that's where
Jimmy G also learned how to get the ball out of his hand pretty quick because of the guy he learned from. What is it? 2.3, 2.5 seconds, if that. Yeah. And that's how quick Brady's still getting the ball out of his hand.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just crazy. Like the only time Brady holds on to the ball is if he's going to throw it deep.
Calculated risk, and that's what it comes down to. And Jimmy Garoppolo is good at that. Jimmy Garoppolo is the type of guy I'd rather take a 4-yard play than risk a 30-yard play that might be incomplete. I'd rather keep the chains moving methodically than take a big gamble. That's unfortunately or fortunately, that's who Jimmy Garoppolo is. And there is a place for that in today's NFL. Jimmy Garoppolo is not the worst quarterback in the league. Jimmy Garoppolo is better than at least 8 of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now, my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing about Houston, I don't see why Jimmy would want to go there. So, I mean, other than the fact they have a rookie that they're not playing right now because he can't catch out of the backfield. And
well, as far as places he would want to go and a place that might need his services, I think you're limiting yourself to Pittsburgh, right? I think Jimmy's better than Mitch Trubisky. I
mean, Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, listen.
But Pittsburgh just lost their best defensive player. They might be saying, "Hey, fuck this season."
They could.
I don't know what I want to see Pittsburgh this week to see what their mentality is.
He might only be out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's not out for the season.
Torn pec is only a month injury now.
It's like a partial tear, bro.
Yeah, it's a partial tear.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you that. I said the same thing the other day.
I could have swore I read his lips. He said I tore my pec.
Yeah, he did tear his pec. But I don't think it's the tear that we thinking it is, because usually when a 49er player tear their pec, they out for 3 years. So like this is a different breed, yo. This is a different breed. I'll never forget when we signed Malcolm Smith and he didn't play one down for the 49ers. Remember in the offseason, he was lifting weights and he tore his pectoral muscle. Malcolm Smith, the linebacker from the Seattle Seahawks or Raiders or whatever. And so like I thought torn pecs mean you were out for the year, but according to TJ Watt, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
If I'm not mistaken, the year I think JJ Watt tore his pec and came back in the postseason, right?
He came back in the postseason, right? Arizona. It was last year, wasn't it?
That I don't remember. I don't know, but I know that those Watt boys don't care about their pecs. Just take them. Just have them. Here you go. I don't need them. Yeah, they seem not to care about them. It's crazy. We lost the host.
I guess when you're that good, you don't need to, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I guess Gina's internet went down. I'm not sure what's going on. This is her night being back at her house.
Is there another team that you would think that would be interested in Jimmy? So you when I said Houston, you were like, why would he want to go there? So you're implying that
no trade clause. So I put that in there because like, why would Jimmy agree to Houston unless they offer him a good?
Well, I don't think it's about the offer. I think the division is up for grabs, right? You look at Tennessee; they lost their best weapon at receiver. Oh,
AJ Brown.
Okay, AJ Brown. So now all you have to do is worry about the run game. Just stack the box. See what you can do.
Burks is pretty decent, though. He's going to be decent.
He's going to be, but he's got to prove it. Right now, I'm stacking the box and making Tannehill beat me. That's the toughest team in that division. I don't believe in Matt Ryan. Sorry. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I can outduel this quarterback. I can outduel him, right? And then you look at what's left in Jacksonville. Personally,
I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan.
I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy either.
Yeah,
if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm saying I can go to this division, and if I can't be the best, I can at least be the second best quarterback in this division, because there's no other division in the NFL where Jimmy Garoppolo can say that with confidence. That's why I would go to Houston if I'm Jimmy.
Yeah, hopefully Jimmy thinks that way. But again, Houston has to make the phone call, bro. So right now they're all in on Davis Mills, and probably until week 4, that's when you'll probably start getting the phone calls from a team like Houston because that week 8 is when the trade deadline ends. Jimmy will be going by the trade deadline. The question is to where or to who.
Speaking of divisions, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of the Seahawks game and whether or not you agree that the win was a fluke.
I don't think it was a fluke. I mean, if that win was a fluke, then the Bears win against the 49ers was a fluke.
Well, they're number 1 in our division, and they're celebrating it a little too hard.
I mean, they won. They beat Russell Wilson. That was something
like their Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, like that was something that Pete Carroll wanted to do. I remember when Bill Belichick played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like he just told Belichick, I'm gonna whip your ass, and he whipped his ass. So he didn't get a chance to do that. So Pete Carroll, we all know who Pete is. Old man Pete, you know what I'm saying? He literally wanted to beat Russell Wilson. I don't even think they beat him. So I get where the fluke thing comes in, but Denver turned the ball over.
They kind of had the same thing Dante Pettis got, a wide open touchdown.
Yeah, it's just
Disley just broke through there and caught that ball and took off.
There was nobody to defend him. And I mean, Denver, in my opinion, Denver adjusted. Okay. They adjusted and they clearly should have been able to take the lead. Why? They got the ball into the red zone. I don't even want to say the red. They was damn near in the end zone, 1 yard line, 4 yard line. Like they got it there, fumble, right? That was kind of the thing. And then the end of the game was where like it's super controversial, right? Like not calling the timeout, not putting the ball in your $200 million quarterback hand.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I was gonna say. So if you assess this game,
flashbacks
it was really
to the Super Bowl happened right there.
Right. A first-time head coach versus a veteran coach, right? This guy, twice in that game, in the fourth quarter, the Seahawks had 3rd and short to convert, and they come out in shotgun. You got Russell Wilson, a running quarterback, and then you have whatever running back behind you. You come out in shotgun every single time on 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches. You can't do that. And then when it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, whatever it was, 4th and 5 maybe, you go for a 67-yard field goal. That's the NFL record. What the fuck are you thinking? I'm going to win a game by tying a league record right now, as opposed to giving it Russell Wilson, who 57% of the time converts, versus the rest of the league who only converts 36% of the time.
Right.
It was asinine. This was what happens when you have a new head coach out there versus a guy like Pete Carroll, who is old as dirt and been doing this for a long time.
See, my gripe isn't even with the head coach, bro. I think the head coach, he laid an egg, right? Here's my gripe. My gripe is with Russell Wilson. You're a savvy veteran quarterback in the NFL, and you can't call shots. Like I don't get it.
Wait, time out. So you want Russell Wilson?
Hell yeah!
Hear me out. His first year,
absolutely,
in this team's colors, to defy the head coach who's a rookie.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. You will never hear the end of that as a black quarterback. Don't do that shit, Wayne. You know damn well Russell Wilson could not go in there.
This has nothing to do about being black or being white, Mike. This has to do with being a fucking veteran quarterback. And so you're saying only the white quarterbacks can do that?
I'm telling you
that. I'm asking you. Don't tell me nothing. I'm asking you. Only
neither one should do it. Neither one should do it.
Because I watched Tom Brady do it, I watched Peyton Manning do it, and they're white. So I'm saying, are you saying?
And I'm telling you that neither one should do it. But if Russell Wilson did do it, they would fucking crucify him. Gotcha. And you know that shit, bro. Russell, his first year there and the first time head coach, there's no way he can go in there and override the coach on a 4th down play to decide the game, win or lose.
I would have.
Bro, the story came out this week that he called the pass play in the fucking Super Bowl. Why do you think that happened? They said he overrided.
Russ called the pass play in the Super Bowl.
That was the article that I saw. I don't know how true it is. I didn't hear that, but I was happy. I was happy that they lost.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right. But my point is, imagine if he did that his first game with a new head coach. That would cause all kinds of division in that locker room and tarnish his holy godly name.
I don't think it would cause division, but I think it would cause what you said before the division. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it would cause division. And if they had converted, they would have been all on his nuts. So, like, at the end of the day, like, I just really feel like.
Okay, so let's say you're right. They convert. He overrides the coach and they convert. Who do you think the team is listening to more now? Russell Wilson or the new head coach?
They still gonna listen to the coach. He just made an executive
Russ.
decision.
They're listening to Russ.
Nah, Russ just made an executive decision at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's a point of where you like
because the coach is a rookie.
Nah, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about the coach being a rookie or a veteran. I'm just telling you, you got an experienced quarterback. This ain't got shit to do with color. I get where Mike is going. This ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just thinking off of experience. You got an experienced quarterback. How many times did we say, damn, Jimmy, just you see you looking dead at the damn defense, call something different. You right there. Like, just it ain't gonna work. Call something different. Like, we expect that. We watch Peyton Manning do it. We watch Aaron Rodgers do it. But maybe they just get a pass. Maybe according to Mike.
You're talking about an audible. You're talking about being at the line when the team has already made a decision to call a play and audibling based off of what the defensive scheme is or the defensive look.
I'm talking about
head coach called for the offense to come off the field and sent the special teams team out there.
You're right.
Russell Wilson cannot wave that off and say, "No, I got
that." You're right.
That's way different.
But the thing that was crazy about it was they stayed on the field. The offense stayed on the field for like 20 seconds.
They were like, there's no way the coach is going to attempt a 67 right now.
Right.
Everyone felt it. And what I'm saying is everyone would have agreed with Russell Wilson. Win or lose, they all felt like there's no way we were going to attempt a 67 on the road, right? We're not in the high Denver altitude. We're going to attempt a 67 maybe at home. Not here, not right now, right? Not in the first game of the season. This is the most important one. So everyone, you're right. Everyone felt like, hey, what are we doing, coach? What's the play call? Oh, you want me to come sit over there with you?
So you think they still gonna believe in their coach after he called that dumb bull fucking shit?
But Russ can't.
Coach wanted to play hero. He wanted to play hero.
What I'm saying is Russ can't be the one to override it. Russ needed another coach on the roster to be like, hey, coach, hey, wait, timeout, bro. Let's call a timeout and think this through. Okay. Look at how much we're paying this guy.
That's what I'm saying. Russ couldn't call the timeout.
Russ couldn't have been the one to do it.
Russ could have called the timeout, bro. He could have at least called the timeout. Hear me out.
Hey, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, though, Russ has no kind of time management. He has issues.
Now he had time seconds. Gina.
Why is he always like getting those fucking penalties? Why?
That's the league, but he had
There were so many.
I thought it was on PD when he was with the Seahawks.
Drives, I think they had 3 delay of game penalties. It was crazy.
Delay game.
He's been doing it. He's consistently been getting away with that his whole career. But my point, my thing is this, Mike. I get where you're going with it. I get the play. It was a field goal. Had it been like a regular play, I think Russ would have figured it out, called the audible or something. But Russ should have called that timeout and had that conversation. Russ looked flabbergasted, like he looked crazy. Flabbergasted, whatever the fucking word is.
There's no L.
I love you.
The L is going to be flabbergasted.
That, whatever Mike said. But did you see his face? It looked like a little treasure trove. He didn't know what to do. He was like, what are we doing? And like, call the timeout, Russ. Gather your troops. And make sure you understand what your coach is doing. Try go to a different coach. Go to somebody and be like, nah, let me try this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could do it. I could get 4 or 5 yards. I could get 5 yards. Anyway, they lost. It sucks because I don't know if I wanted Russ to lose or the Seahawks to lose. I really think I was cheering for Denver in that situation. I didn't want us to win. So I was hoping, McManus would have made that field goal because then I could have cheered opposed to Russ getting points.
Yeah, that was the bigger question, like the hate for Russ or the hate for the Seahawks, which one was more valuable? Obviously,
Russ is greater though, right? Because
I think out of division, win would have been better. So Denver would have been better. And now the Seahawks sit at top of the NFC West.
Correct, but I'm right. You're right.
I don't
I'm
think
saying,
any of us were ready to say that one on Sunday.
No,
Sunday night or
Right,
Monday night. I'm sorry.
I was cheering for the Broncos, but I still hate Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I just want
exactly.
you to understand what
It's
I'm
like
saying.
a double-edged sword.
Right, I cannot, and I detest the Seattle Seahawks because Pete Carroll just need to retire in a convalescent home. But I really was like hoping Denver would have pulled that off, and they let us down. I really wanted all the NFC West teams to be 0-1. That was my thing. I was like, yo, we all about to be 0-1.
Yeah, but Seattle might be 1-16 now.
But just the 49ers, like, look, the Seahawks was the one thorn in our butt side, the one team that got a win last week, the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have motivation coming into this week.
I was completely okay with the Seahawks winning for one reason and one reason only. They win, that's cool. Everyone else has zeros, they have the one. We control our own destiny starting this week.
Understood.
We go in here and we tie 1-1. At worst case scenario, everyone else in the division is 1-1. We're still tied, and we have the first division win, so that puts us in first
place.
So we control our destiny from here on out. I thought that was beautiful. So it didn't matter if they won or lost. As long as we handled business at the home opener, and that's what I expect to happen. I know we're not there yet. I know we got to talk about expectations at the home opener, but I expect the Niners to go out here, have a dominant performance. I'm expecting Danny Gray to be active because I think Kyle wants to show this fan base, hey, not only do we have Trey Lance, we got this guy also. All right, we got this burner right here also. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I want to see. Not only do we have Jeff Wilson Jr., we drafted this guy also in Ty Davis Price. I talked about him earlier.
Right.
Those are the expectations. I want you guys to see all the new toys, all the new shiny toys. Spencer Burford, Aaron Banks, Trey Lance, Danny Gray, Ty Davis Price. Look at all the new toys we have to add. And that's right. Don't forget about Debo. That's right. Don't forget about Ayuk. That's right. Don't forget about Kittle. These guys are still here also. I think Kyle Shanahan comes out there and says, hey, this is why we waited so long. This is why we were patient. This is why we took the long route. And that's going to put us in first place. And I don't think the Niners are looking back after that.
Okay. Yeah. The fact is we play the Seahawks next. So we're going to see how we can attack them. I mean, they did a pretty decent job against Russ. And, I don't think they're all that. I mean, Geno Smith had himself a game. I'd like to see how Trey does against him. Obviously, their offense don't play the offense, but I would just like to see the QB comparison. I think our defense still is one of the top defenses. If we can keep those penalties under control. I'm going to be at the home opener. Mike, you told me you're going to be at the home opener. I'm fucking excited as hell. But yeah, what I want to see is just more, the run game, like, with Elijah Mitchell being out for, 8 weeks, I want to see what exactly we're going to get from our rookie. Like, is Debo going to be more, involved? Like, what are we going to see? Are we going to see more of the passing game? Is Danny Gray going to be playing? Like, I want to know, I'd like to see something special out of our special teams. Yeah. How about you, Wayne?
I just want to see a win, a dominant win.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. Like
a
dominant win. Like Mike said, we control our own destiny. So if we control our own destiny, then let's dial it up. But that means that I want to see our coach be aggressive. Fuck that conservative shit. I don't care if we up by 53 points. I want college football aggression in this game. College football aggression in this game. Y'all know what that means. That means you just keep scoring until the clock says 0-0-0. And I expect the defense to clean up those stupid ass penalties. I expect a couple of holds on the offense, a few false starts. That's expected. When we're talking about stupid personal fouls and face masks and all late hits and all that type of stuff, nah, that's unaccepted. So I expect the defense to be way more on point. They're at home. Like Mike said, we control our destiny. And if we're controlling our destiny from this win, where we insert ourselves into first place by taking this victory, then I'm all for it. Then they better never, ever look back and keep the gas going. Because after that, man, the 49ers got a long road ahead of them. And every game is going to get harder and harder for the 49ers. Every game. I don't care who they play. It's going to get harder and harder. So, yeah, I expect pure dominance week 2 at home in the freaking rain.
Is it gonna rain?
They're saying 60%, man. I didn't plan on packing anything for rain. I wanted to bring a little backpack on the plane with me and hold it on my lap while I flew. Now I might have to pack a real bag and pay for it and stuff. Like, this is terrible. I don't want to do that.
Are you going out for the day? Are you going out for the day, Mike?
I get in about 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. And then my flight is 11:30 at night on Sunday. I get home Monday afternoon.
Well, another rainy one for the Niners, huh?
But Wayne, I got to ask you this question. You said you want to see this college aggression. Tell me once, if you could think of it, and I'm not trying to be, an antagonist or anything. Can you think of one time, Melissa? You're on my side. My wife is over here going. Can you think of one time that you've seen Kyle show that kind of aggression?
Never. I don't think I've ever seen it. But that's where it needs to change. Like we're talking about, we need players to do better. Our coaches need to do better as well. I remember Gina asked earlier about, did we asked about the play calling, right? And so when I go back and I watch this film and I'm looking at the play calling, Mike, you're like no dialed up play. You guys were asking me while I was at the game, were there any receivers running fucking 9 routes? No, none. Not even Brandon Ayuk. You couldn't even decode. So and here's what that did. It allowed the safeties to cheat. They just crunched in on coverage. They were cheating the whole game because no one took the top off the D. And you didn't even need, in that particular game, you didn't even need Danny Gray's speed. That could have been Ray McLeod, Brandon Ayuk. Hell, take Jawan Jennings and send him all the way down the field for all I care. Just stretch out so that way Trey has a nicer pocket in the zone to throw the ball into. But nah, Mike. And so, all right, there was one touch. It was in the end zone. And we were at the goal line, and Trey Lance ended up getting sacked. There was nobody open. Like nobody was open. Trey Lance was right. Y'all talk about getting the ball out 2.3 seconds, right? Trey Lance hiked the ball and cocked it back, and I thought it was about to be a touchdown. Then he pulled it back in because nobody was open. Debo, Ayuk, and I get it. It's short. But somebody got to be going. So I'm a little concerned. Like, are these wide receivers not creating separation? Can they not get open? Now, on that same play, I felt like Juice got grabbed and like bear hug. So, Mike, can you grab a wide receiver?
But within 5 yards, contact is legal.
Contact is different. I'm talking about putting their arms around the guy and trying to take him down. Is that
if you don't, you can put either arm and that arm can curl as long as you don't reroute.
Both arms could go around the guy.
I no.
Okay,
that's holding.
No, that's what I'm asking because that's what I'm watching.
But as long as you don't reroute a guy or prevent him from running the route, that you can contact them within 5 yards. I'm gonna clip
the play and send it to you. You're gonna be like, damn, the refs missed that one, dog. That would have extended the drive. It was third down. Trey Lance gets sacked.
There were actually a lot of missed calls against the Bears in this game. It almost made me feel like, and I felt like I never said it during the game, or at least I don't think I did. But as a Niners fan, I felt like maybe this is my bias coming out. But like, did they put money on the game? Like, was this the game with the best odds against the Niners? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. What was there another road team that was a 6.5 point favorite in this week? Like, it was just nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. Tough loss.
I don't know. I even saw some false starts and offsides the game Monday night. I was like, they didn't call that. They didn't call that. They didn't call that. So
I
there's a
think
lot of shit that the refs are missing.
every crew is just different, and they're it's not a consistent thing around the league. It's whatever that one particular crew feels like doing that game.
Right.
It's like everything in this game was tight, ticky-tacky, and so it could have went 50-50. They were either gonna call it or they either weren't gonna call it. And so that's inconsistent like a mug. I guarantee you players playing on eggshells. So it is what it is. But I'm hoping this week we get a different ref crew in there. And 49ers just got to play smarter football. That's what it comes down to, because they can't allow the refs, you know what I'm saying, to
decide
the
outcome. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Don't put yourself in that predicament.
For sure.
It's always nice to watch them put away the flags too.
Facts.
And let them play. I mean,
but you know what, Adam? You know what the flags do? Draw more fans in, get fans
the game,
up,
make it longer,
have more rating time on TV. It's a business. I get it. But call it both ways. That's all I'm saying. Call it both ways.
That's the problem. They never do. They never do. It always seems to go one way, and then like one call could change the whole game, or it just doesn't make sense of what they do. It just don't.
Yeah, I got you. I'm with you.
It's gonna sound weird, but I
talk about field goals if you want.
I was on the flag thing. My last comment. I actually appreciated seeing Justin Fields finally get calls for being contacted after he was on the ground. I watched him get beat up all of last year. Him, Lamar Jackson, those guys get hit well after they're down, and there's no flag on those kind of plays. But you see Tom Brady get looked at too hard after he's down, and it's a penalty. So I did like that. I hated that it was against the Niners, obviously, but I like that they were trying to be a little bit more impartial. So that was a good thing, a step in the right direction, if you will.
Yeah, and Mike, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even mad at those calls. They both were legit. If you watch them at a slower frame rate, slower speed, you'll see that on that first one, Justin Fields was down, and then Greenlaw started to dive. So they were right. They're right there. And so, I mean, they see it quicker than we do. Unfortunately, it happens. Look, players just gotta be smarter.
You can't face mask.
That was even Kyle Shanahan said that was the worst one.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean,
and here's the thing: why in the hell was he even in on the play? Now, I get that D'Amico wants all the players to swarm to the ball, but the running back was damn near down on the play. Like Greenlaw came out of nowhere last, and got his hand caught up in there. So smarter play.
You guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. My 49ers family. Mike, can't wait to see you this weekend for the home opener. Wayne,
yes,
thank you so much. I know you're a busy man as well, and I really appreciate you.
Where are you from, Wayne?
I'm from Connecticut, man.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, where are you from?
From Jersey. I live in Pennsylvania. I'm out in Eagles territory now.
So you're in Hershey or Bethlehem or?
Yeah. I'm Northeast Philadelphia. Is 10 minutes from me.
So you've been to Hershey yet?
Yep. Been to Hershey before.
Hershey and Sesame Street.
Yeah. Now Sesame Street
on Sesame Street place.
Sesame Street is 7 minutes from me.
Yeah, don't sleep on that.
Well, Sesame Place. Sesame Place.
Yeah,
Street is the show.
It's not street anymore. It's place.
Yeah.
No, well, the Sesame Street is the TV show, but Sesame Place is the one that's in Pennsylvania. That's not
Have you toured the Hershey place?
Yes, I have.
Well, so when the one time I went to Hershey, it was a school trip, and so I was super young. I don't like chocolate like that. I know, like my wife is sitting right here. She's looking at me like boo, but it's true. Like so, I wasn't all excited to get out there to Hershey like everyone else is for the free samples and stuff like that. But we did go and we went to the Hershey factory. Like they have the Crayola factory out here also, right? Well, that's in Jersey or New York, wherever it is. But those kind of places are out here, and Hershey was just another thing for me. It was like, all right, let's go. They got the little tiny roller coaster rides and stuff like that. It's a little fun, so it was all right.
Did you go to Trogs?
What's that? That sounds like a bar.
That's a brewery.
See, I knew it. I knew that had something to do with alcohol. I don't know what that word means. I don't even know what you said.
That's the name of the that's the name of the company. Trogs. Trogs beer is big over on your side.
Oh, see, no, I'm not a beer guy.
I'm not a beer guy.
I'm not a beer guy either, but I know it's a big name over there.
Oh yeah, these are the kind of glasses I drink out of, and I try some stuff. You know how I buy my beer? I hold it up and I read the alcohol content. If it's 9% or higher, I'll try this one.
Trogs got a good chocolate beer that comes out during Christmas.
Shut your face! A chocolate beer?
You don't even like chocolate, Mike. So don't even sit there and say
no. But a chocolate mint beer. So I don't like chocolate, but every once in a while I'll steal one of my wife's Thin Mints. Like the chocolate mint combination is really, really good. So
yeah, you got to go to Trogs, man. It's pretty nice. If
all right,
your wife likes to drink beer, that'd be a good day out.
How do you spell that?
Spell it.
TROGS, I think.
GUE.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm about to Google this shit now. What am I thinking?
Trogs Brewing, dude. It's like right by you.
Trogs. Oh, I found TROEGS.
Yeah, okay.
Look at it. All right, it's out in Hershey. Okay. I have to check this out. I bet you they have some. Well, let me be quiet. All right, I'm talking. I don't want to talk to my wife on camera. All right. I'm looking for it now, man. And he said they have a Wednesday. Let's try it.
There you go. Next date night. You guys had your anniversary on my birthday, I think. 9/7.
Oh no. I'm sorry. The 10th is her birthday. Our anniversary is 9/7. You are correct. Yes.
My birthday.
Right. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you. Well, happy belated anniversary.
Thank you guys.
I don't know if happy belated birthday. Shout out like Gina did from Mr. Kittle and the Niners. Twitter.
Yeah. George Kittle and the Niners and Wayne sang to me.
Oh yeah, Wayne. Oh yeah, he's a singer.
Wow. Wait, you got George Kittle to say happy birthday? That's what's up.
And the 49ers.
Congrats.
Now Gina started stuff. My wife over here talking about some Wayne didn't sing to me. Here we look at this.
Y'all was away. Y'all do a whole week.
He said he's sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
What's this thing?
I'm not having no man sing to my wife if I ain't pay for it. It's like another episode of Martin to y'all when he proposed to Gina. Nah,
damn, Gina.
All right, exactly. Boy, now.
That proposal was fire though. That was Brian McKnight. He was
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was Brian McKnight before he was Brian McKnight. That was crazy, right?
Yeah,
that was a good one. He did that. He bodied that.
Was on point.
It went before his wife, Brian McKnight singing to your wife.
Exactly. Right. Did y'all hear about Jesse Powell? I know this is not a music
passed
thing.
away.
That was super sad. Talk about the wedding song of all songs, right? Like that one right there. Oh my goodness. That was rough. That was rough to hear today.
For you. That's a high song. That was all falsetto. Oh my god.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the rapper that got shot by you the other day.
Oh, that was the guy, the rapper at Roscoe's. He got shot at Roscoe's.
That was right by you, wasn't it, Mike?
PNB Rock. He got shot in LA. He's from Philly.
Oh yeah, he got shot, but he's from by you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I knew it was. I'm sorry, I got my stories mixed up.
No, you got the areas where he's from here. He got shot in LA. So you were right. Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. But Gina, thank you for having
go ahead. Plug your show, plug your website, everything, Wayne, please, before you go.
Just Google Wayne Breezie and then follow it everywhere. Like that's Wayne Breezie, BREEZIE, and just follow everything that pops up in your Google search.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on here, and thank you. And please, you guys, watch Wayne's content. I do, okay? And he's a lot of fun on his show, and don't miss it. And thank you again, Wayne.
Hell of a voice.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday. That's all I heard so far. Do we get to hear more?
Nah. I got a wedding tomorrow, dog. I'm about to keep this voice on ice. Right now.
I didn't mean tonight. I meant like on the website or whatever.
You might hear occasionally drunk singing, so every now and then. You know what I'm saying? All right, you might hear
karaoke,
something.
baby.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mike, I'll see you later, everybody. Thank y'all for having me. Good night, everybody.
Wayne, nice
Thanks,
meeting you,
Wayne.
Peace.
Bye. Mike, thank you so much. By the way, I forgot to tell you, your hair looks wonderful.
I just got out the chair. I can't blink all the way. It's really, really tight. My forehead line is normally here. I swear to God, but she pulls this thing so tight. I look like I'm sweating, but it's my skin like trying to moisturize to avoid from ripping is what's happening. So, she did a good job though. I told her I wanted something simple, just pull it back for me, and she did what she was supposed to do. Had to get it done before I get out there to Cali,
Awesome. Well, we better take a picture because if I have a picture with Wayne, I have a picture with Nick. I need a picture with you.
It's happening, and it's not going to be a big end zone picture with everybody else. It's going to be us this time. So we're going to absolutely make this happen. All right.
All right, good. And if there's a tailgate, I need to go because I got a one-person ticket, a standing room only ticket, and hopefully by halftime I'll be sitting with my brothers or whoever. But
I'm going to call you because
okay.
I have a plan for when we get there. Okay. I can't say too much. I don't want to jinx anything, but I got a plan for when we get there. So I'll be in touch with you for sure.
Cool. All right, now
plans.
I need you to I need you to tell everybody how they can find you, watch you, and etc.
Yeah. Absolutely. So right now, you guys can see it right here at the bottom of the screen. This is my Twitter handle. It's Mike Andrews 83. We have another one for the page. It is nothing but 9. It's the number 9. Nothing but 9 ERS on Twitter. The Twitter page is nothing but Niners. Now the Twitter page is, I can't say it's down. All of my old content is there. They have blocked me from creating new content until Sunday night. I got red flagged. I don't know if it was the NFL. I don't know if it was Twitter. I don't know if it was somebody hating. Things happen, but we will be back Sunday night with an overreaction show following the game. So make sure you guys are there.
Are you doing it right from the airport?
Airport. I'll be in my rental car, whatever. I'll figure something out. You know what I mean? My flight's not until 11:30. I check out way before then. And I think I said I was going to return my car by like 8:30. So I might be inside the rental car. I don't know, but there will be an overreaction show to this game. Make sure you guys are there. You can go on YouTube and search NB9ERS, just like the flag says right here behind me. I promise you that's a 9 behind my head. All right. So you guys can search that over there. And that's where we are. We have a Patreon and all that stuff, but head on over to the YouTube page. That is our main source for the supporters.
And you guys, Nothing But Niners is the first Niners podcast I ever watched. So I highly recommend it as well. And thank you.
Is Debbie Ryan going to the game?
Yes, Miss Debbie Deb. I'm going to get a picture with you. Gina. Yes, I promise.
I just saw it in the comments.
Yep, Miss Deb, we are getting a picture together because you are awesome. She always prayed for me when my dad was sick and everything. And everyone, my whole Twitter family has been so supportive. And I love you guys.
We missed Rally Chris snuck in there.
No, I saw Rally Chris. Did 49ers win on Sunday? Yeah, I saw that. And you know what? I love Rally Chris. Rally Chris is awesome, and he always goes back and forth with me about my Giants. Yes, my Giants suck this year. Ha ha. He's an Angels fan. Okay, so everybody, thank you for joining. And this was episode 5 and talking Niners. You know how I rep. Hardcore, diehard Niners fan. So that is it. Thank you. Great show. Thank you, 49ers Chanel. And Mike, if you want to hang out after the show, we could just chit chat for just a few minutes. And I'm going to sign off. Hang on. Thank you all for joining me in the live chat too. Have a nice night.